Well, do you want the good news, the bad news, or the even worse news? One bit of good news is Indiana Fever won tonight. Yay. Um, it was a pretty ugly game. Another monument to the WNBA's just ugly game. Um, their ugly games, their ugly officiating, their ugly pace of games. The ugly pace of games made even worse by the officiating and the challenges. And the even worse news, Caitlin Clark got hurt again. I am absolutely speechless at this one. They're at the end of the game. All game they press her for the whole length of the court. They don't just press her; they bump into her, they hand check her. I mean, stuff that the NBA would have called a foul in the '90s. I mean, that's how bad it is, and they just let them do it game after game. It kills the flow of the game. Nobody else gets guarded like this. So that's why one thing I want to stop hearing these Angel Reese comparisons with Caitlin Clark. Yes, Angel's been playing better than she ever has recently, but let's give this a break, okay? Caitlin's playing the worst ball of her life. Some of that's injury problems. Her shots are just not falling. She finally got a three there at the end to double her three-pointers made on the road this year to two for the season on the road. And even at her worst, she's better than Angel at her best. Because you put that kind of pressure on Angel, she ain't going to do nothing. I can promise you that. So I don't want to quit hearing that. And the officials let them do it. They just beat the shit out of her for 94 feet. There's only so much the human body can take. I mean, the fact she's held up as well as she has in the year and a half thus far. In fact, she held up an entire year, and it took, into this year for the injuries to start to show up shows a lot about her toughness, but the league just keeps letting them do it. Whoever that big 47 was, I don't know her name, I don't care what her name is, just knocking her around, and, finally looks like she pulled her groin again. I mean, you just can't take that kind of physical punishment. Your body's just not meant to hold up to it. And you could tell she was hurt because, you could see the emotion on her face. She was crying, and that wasn't, oh my God, I'm hurt and crying. That's, I know I'm going to be out again for a while crying, and who knows, she might have missed the All-Star game. Good luck with that one, ESPN. I mean, somebody's got to step up at some point. That's all there is to it. If it's ESPN, if it's these TV networks saying, look, we are sick and tired of having to lose out with Caitlin Clark being out because you're letting these bums, these losers, just beat the shit out of her for 94 feet. I mean, when's somebody going to step up and say something? When's Adam Silver going to step up and say, look, here's our chance to stop having to eat $40 million a year in losses and make some money, and your golden goose that's going to lead you there, you're just beaten up. When's somebody going to just, do something, say something? When is somebody with some power going to be the adult in the room and quit being afraid of these people? This is just pathetic. I mean, she's going to be out for a while. I guarantee she's going to miss tomorrow against the Liberty, which is going to be a big game, and who cares now? It's just, I don't get it, man. I don't understand this league. I don't understand why they keep allowing this. It's ugly. It's bad basketball. Tonight was not a good game. Now, the good news for the Fever is they played a bad game against a bad team, and they still won. They've not been doing that. If they play a bad game, no matter who it's against, they're going to lose in the past. So tonight was a good step in the right direction there. You're going to have nights where you just don't have it. Leah Boston didn't quite have it tonight. Kelsey Mitchell, I'll defend her game to the end of time, but, she was kind of hit or miss tonight. She has some really good shots. She also has some pretty bad misses, but that's okay. Natasha Howard, I'm proud of her. She's got some games where it looks like she's just absolutely on another planet, and then she's got games like this where she looks really in the pocket and was really one of our key contributors that kept us in the game and kept us ahead of a really bad Sun team. And they did good. Michaela Timpson, she's our future. She really is, or going to be a big part of our future. I like the way we're kind of easing her in this, and hopefully eventually she'll take over one of these spots. Sophie Cunningham still just hitting those big threes, making the big rebounds, doing a great job. Lexi Hull, her shot's been kind of cold too shooting, but she's fought her way through it, and again continues to the announcers even mentioned it. The stat sheet's never going to tell the story with her, and that's the truth. So I'm glad to see her getting some love. I really like this ESPN commentary team. I never thought I'd say I like an ESPN in the same sentence again, except I like when ESPN's not on. I'm not having to watch it, but I really like them. They call things out the way they should, and they flat out called some stuff out before, and they kind of gently call stuff out too, like the horrendous pause in the action. The first quarter was kind of fun. It was kind of back and forth and back and forth. I don't know if it was the end of the first quarter, the second quarter, or when it started, but they had a review. It took forever. It was a stupid review. I mean, it was one that we should have had overturned, and they didn't, so we lost our other challenge, and it took them forever. And then it took them a few minutes to escort one fan out. I'm sure it was a racist Fever fan. I'm sure it was a racist Indiana Fever fan, probably saying something racist. Just go ask the Sun; they'll tell you they're horribly scarred by it now and all that. And by the way, that's the reason the league hates Caitlin Clark. This is like I said, it's very much a lesbian league, which means okay. I don't have anything against that, but Candace Wiggins pointed it out. There's a lot of bullying, and in the video I'm probably going to make either tomorrow or Friday or sometime or Thursday or whenever, talking about how I think they're using quite honestly some really physically dirty tactics on her in that manner to try to make her uncomfortable. They don't like the fact because every game of hers they'll show the concourses of the arenas, and they're full of these families, these white families with nuclear families, the mom and the dad and these little kids, and they all got these 22 shirts on. And it's like such a disgusting, horribly disgusting display of just nuclear traditional white families. It's horrible. At least in their mind, it's horrible. So, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you there. What's wrong with this league? Just they have something we want to watch, which is Caitlin Clark. We're not asking for special treatment. We're just asking, for the love of God, let her call the fouls against them. Hand checking them 94 feet, bumping into them, knocking them over. Aaliyah Boston got punched in the face. I don't even know who it was. Again, I don't know who they are, and I don't care. Because the Connecticut Sun's just that irrelevant. Just punched her in the face. Not even a foul was called. Or maybe a foul was called. I can't remember. Whatever it was. I mean, it's pitiful. And, I'm glad to see Aaliyah, getting into the paint, drawing fouls now. But, of course, she's still getting fouls called on her. And she got punched in the face. And that wasn't a foul. Or it wasn't a flagrant foul. I forgot what it was. It's pitiful. Like I said, it takes it takes forever, and these challenges and reviews take forever. And they had to stop the deal because the clock, they forgot to start the clock again, which is the same thing that happened when they played in Connecticut in the playoffs last year. And it's like, they moved the game to the new Boston Garden, and I guess they took their idiot time clock keepers with them. It's just, I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I said, I'm proud of the Fever. Like I said, they fought, they persevered tonight. You could tell Caitlin was very frustrated with her shot, but she kept in it and finally got some momentum going there towards the end, only to pull her groin again. Now she's probably going to miss some more time, which just at some point we're going to give up. We're trying. We are trying and trying and trying. I'll tell you one thing, Caitlin is a hell of a rebounder. For somebody her size and to be a guard and to rebound the way she does, I mean, she does everything well. She really does. She's an underrated defender. Got to take a little better care of the ball. I know, some of those turnovers will be attributed to her teammates, but that's still a lot of turnovers. I mean, yeah, she has to work on that for sure. But please stop the Angel Reese comparisons. It's embarrassing, as always. They're always trying to shoehorn her into the Caitlin Clark story. She is an absolute footnote in the Caitlin Clark story. So, I hate it. J.C. Sheldon, by the way, didn't make a single shot all game, got one free throw. And by the way, she is my argument against WNBA expansion. The WNBA is expanding. J.C. Sheldon, if you've watched her tonight, you saw how pathetic she is. She's a starter, but she's one of the ones who hand-checked, bumped Caitlin Clark all the way down the floor. And, I mean, your body's eventually going to give out. So, But yeah, she is my argument against expansion. You already got bums like her taking starting jobs. You want to add 5 more teams to the league in the next 5 or 6 years or whatever it is. Ugh. This league's hard enough to watch as it is. I mean, and now you're going to do this. How about getting some competent officials first and some competent timekeepers and hell, I don't know. How about just having a competent league that actually makes money, that realizes that you have the golden goose and you're just gonna let her get hurt for a third time this year? I mean, it's third time a charm. Is they finally just got to sit her out for like a long, long time? I mean, they've hyped this All-Star game up. It's going to be in Indianapolis. The Fever's home. Caitlin's going to be in the 3-point contest, and oh shit, she's hurt. You can't make this shit up, guys. You really can't. So, hope she's okay. I hope she just felt something she thought she felt. You know, sometimes it happens to us. It's like, well, there goes my back for good, and then it's not quite as bad. Hopefully it's that, but I doubt it. And quite honestly, even if it's not, it's a matter of time before her body gives out with the shit she has to go through. It's trash, it's garbage, and I would say the WNBA should be ashamed of itself. It should have been ashamed of itself a long, long time ago and made a lot of changes, but clearly they're not. So, we'll see. ESPN's going to be pissed off if she's not in this All-Star stuff because they watch their ratings go bye-bye. So, pretty pathetic, but hope she gets better. You guys take care, and I'll talk to y'all later.